Welcome everybody to the Social Dig, the greatest underrated show on the World Wide Web. I am your host, Mr. Rob G, and as always, we're going to be digging into the topics to keep you talking and the talk that keeps you thinking. So come on in, kick your feet up, get an ice cold beverage, get a warm beverage, however you like to do it, and let's get ready to join the conversation. So we are back once again with another call-in show. You know how we do it here. This is all about you and your voice. This is all about hearing from you. This was set up as a show designed to hear from you and your experiences, and for you to do as the show motto says, come join the conversation. So we'd love to have you guys to have some participation. If you can see down in the ticker down at the bottom of the screen, and also I might as well bring it up on the screen here, the call-in number for the show, which is 856-843-3444, or that's 856-THE-DIGG. So the call-in lines will be open. And also the link is in the chat, the live chat pinned at the top for you to join the stage if you'd like to do that. And as long as we don't have any riffraff, right? The last time we did the call-in show, we had a troll come up in here and do something that was pretty despicable. You know, I have thick skin, but at the same time, a person abused what we have going on here, and I didn't like that. I didn't think it was cool because, you know, then it puts me in a situation where I have to look at other callers and determine, you know, ahead of time if this is going to be a situation where this might get out of control, as this is a live show. So things that are said and done on this channel do affect the channel and the message, right? So can't allow the trolls to come in here and do troll type of things. That's why I consider you guys a troll patrol. So you see the trolls, get these trolls up out of here. There will be more wrenches and things added to the chat as time goes, as we grow. So yeah, that'll be happening for sure. But you have something to say, something on your mind, definitely call in. You can put ideas in the chat. We can have conversations. Would love to do that. We just had an awesome show over at After Hours, as always. I mean, I always walk away feeling that way, that we kind of took, even if it's a small step, we move forward. So always glad to do that, always glad to have that going on. Let me go ahead and take a look at the chat and see who has stepped up in here, who has come over from After Hours, because you guys, all you guys are important, right? Every single one of you are important to the conversation. So let me go ahead and restart this music so I can speak on it. So Maggie M10 saying, hey Mr. Rob, thank you for coming, Maggie, to the Social Dig. You've been here for a while too, so you already, definitely thank you, Maggie, for coming on in. Welcome to the show, Major League greetings. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate you. Paramore, howdy again, folks. Yes, thanks for coming in, Paramore. Stargazer saying here, thanks for coming in. Lightwalkers officially here saying, hey y'all, appreciate you coming in, Lightwalkers. Tamothman, howdy again, folks. That's right, we moved the party right over to the Social Dig, like we always do. Jessica Davenport saying hello, thank you for coming on over. Magneticus, YouTube is being dumb. Okay, elaborate. Thanks for coming in. Let's see. Jessica Davenport says, hey, that's normal. Yeah, I can understand that. Christine, well, if it isn't you old bastards again. Just kidding. That's funny. Thanks for coming on in, Christine. Appreciate you coming over. Let's see. I know I said para, but I'm going to say para again. I do that at least once. Thank you for coming on in. Wes H, thank you for coming on in. Appreciate you. Let's see. Wu Train Riders. Feeling frisky. Maybe, maybe, nah, LOL. That sounds about right. Thanks for coming in, Derek Galloway. Let's see. Little Cam 51, I see you. Just followed you on Rumble, Yama TV, Roku. Appreciate you, Lil Cam 51. I have the Twitch app on my TV, which I'm commenting from. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So appreciate that. Lil Cam 51 joining us from Twitch. I went ahead and set it up last night, so we are in the game. Ange, thank you for coming on in. Appreciate you. Yeah, Jennifer Patterson, no trolls. Ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Thought about editing that part out. Lex Diaz, thank you for coming in. But I think I'm just going to leave it in there. I'm just going to leave that in there. Just so someone can see what an example of ignorance is like, and how ignorance will never derail what it is that we talk about or what we do here. So I want to thank everybody for coming on in. Once again, the number to call if you want to call in is 856-843-3444, or that's 856-THE-DIGG. Or once again, you can click on the link at the top of the live chat and you can join the stage at any time. You know, we're sharing the stage with everyone, and let's keep it positive. Let's have conversations tonight that move the needle, and yeah, hopefully that's what we can do. I would love to do that. So here we go. So, this is how we can start. So, I saw Christine make some comments about Scientology and just some of the things going on in their circle right now. It is just like I said. It's just like I said, Christine. With the Scientology, and that's why I'm taking the approach that I'm taking with it, right? I like that, Jennifer Patterson. Raising the vibrations. Yes. Loving it. Yeah, so with that being said, there is a lot of additional things going on in Scientology. I mean, what we're doing, and we'll do part 2, obviously, this coming Wednesday. It's painting the pictures, laying down the groundwork, just the basics of what Scientology is, giving you some good key points on the history, and part 2 will be kind of bringing Scientology up to speed. So from L. Ron Hubbard's passing onto the new era, which is David Miscavige, and a lot of the bad stuff that they're doing in Scientology. We're going to be covering that, plus a whole lot more. And then once we've laid that down, then we can get into talking to some of the actual people who have left Scientology, and because they have a lot of the secrets, the things that happened on the inside, and I would love to have a person that experienced that speak on that part of it. And it's a never-ending story. It's just a never-ending story with them, and that's why I want to make sure we lay the framework, the groundwork for it first, before we jump into that rabbit hole, because there's a lot of stuff going on. It's almost like a soap opera in some ways. There's a lot of drama going on. No, it's almost like ufology in some ways. Let's be real. There's a lot of dramatic things taking place. A lot of this person said this person did that, and we can get into that a little bit later. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the first installment of the Cult of Scientology. I've rewatched it, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought at least it hit the points that I wanted it to hit, and I think it came across. Yeah, I think it came across pretty decently, and so by the time we get done with this topic, it'll be a nice, good collection. And I haven't decided how far down the rabbit hole that I'm going to go with that. I did definitely consider, and still am considering, going out to join some of those guys out there, because I don't really want to. I I guess I would still be technically getting behind that movement because there's a lot of unjust things happening to your fellow human being up in that thing. So I mean, I technically would be out there, but it couldn't be my full time thing. Obviously, there's other things that we need to cover, but I definitely want to at least get out there with those guys and do some filming, maybe interview some of those auditors, and trying to get a big name person who has left Scientology to come on and maybe talk about it because they just want the word out, right? They are appreciative, and when I say they, I mean the people who have these podcasts who have left Scientology. They're really just appreciative of anyone who helps get the narrative out there that this is a bad deal. So I don't see anything wrong with getting behind that. And if you guys have any other ideas of other humanity-based causes that we can get behind and subjects we could talk about, simply let me know because I am all in for that. I'm all down to do that, and we can definitely, make that a thing. And that's kind of what we'll talk about here on this channel. So, yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with Little Bump and Grind either, Derek Galloway. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Did you get any nonsense after airing part one? You know what? Not yet, Maggie. Not yet. And when I watched it back, it was kind of critical, right? It was kind of critical on some of their stuff. And it's going to be even more of that because there is no respect. There isn't anything to respect about what's going on over there once you really look at it all. So I don't really care about it coming across respectful. But no, they haven't dug into, and that's because they have bigger fish to fry right now. Now, if I start getting, if this starts gaining some traction, in the Scientology circle, where they begin to take notice in the things that I'm saying about them, and their whole thing is they don't want you alerting the larger public about what it is that's going on. So once there's a larger base that can hear what it is that was said, then maybe they my brother, who I told you about, who had the situation with them, he is scared for me to even talk about it. Like, he was trying to tell me before, when I posted the original show, he was like, man, stay away from that. And then I sent him a text and told him about, I didn't tell him what was happening. I told him that there were some things recently happening here at the house which had to do with, the shadow person, with some knocking that we ended up recording. But I just told him that something's been going on at the house. He immediately defaulted to Scientology was doing something to me at my house. And I'm like, nah. It's not Scientology, at least at this point. But they have a lot of bigger fish to fry. And there really isn't anything, just like when we talked to the guest earlier today, when you are attacking or covering or doing, covering a certain topic, the powers that be in relation to that topic will try to step in and do things to get you to stop talking. So on the ufology part, I may be on someone's radar, right? Like, I may be on their list, but they're not actively doing anything to me at this point because they don't feel like I've reached a point where I'm able to affect enough people with what it is that I'm saying. But as long as they have me on the list, then when they feel that I get to that point, if I ever did, then they would want to step in and do something. And that's the same thing with Scientology. They will take notice and they will just simply keep you on a list. And once you become a real threat to what it is that they're doing, then that's when they come out. But the thing about that is I don't care. I don't care. There isn't anything in my past that I'm ashamed of. There wouldn't be anything that they could bring up on me that they could use against me that would be effective in any way. Not at all. I would tell you about anything that I've done in my past. I have nothing to hide. I've been a straight shooter since you've known me, and that's who I will always be. That's just who I am. I expect people to be that way with me, and because I'm going to be that way with you. So, there's no time for any BS or beating around the bush or creating fake stories or giving fake narratives. It's just no time for any of that stuff, man. So you won't get it from me. I appreciate if I don't get it from you. And yeah, Van Gogh. No, you might be on a list, Van Gogh. I've seen you say a couple things, man, Van Gogh, where I had to be like, maybe she might be on the list for that one. So I wouldn't be surprised if you were on one of those lists, Van Gogh. It's people who stand up and say what they want to say without thinking about the consequences or the people that are most of a threat to them. Okay, and what was this Stargazer? There's a lot of lore myths behind all of it. I'm sure interested in Rob's take on what exactly Stargazer, since he's in California and he sees the places. I'm sure there's a lot of lore and myths behind all of it. Is that on the Scientology part or anything else? Let me know. Brown Door said Hollywood is popping right now, Rob G. It's on fire. I got to get out there, Brown Door. We have to link up on something, man. I think we could probably do something real awesome out there. And yeah, I think something awesome can come out of that. So we definitely need to do that. I'm a bit more of a UFO NDE gal. Okay, I just want to make sure. Mm-hmm. You want it? Okay, just making sure. I'm always behind in the chat, so I'm just trying to get myself current here. Yeah, I agree with you, Christine. Scientology isn't about science or psychology or spirituality or God, etc. No, it's about control and money. And that is pretty much it. Let's see. James Hatfield, just getting current here. Yeah, there is a list for sure. There's a list. If you rock the boat, you just look through history. History shows you. Look at the FBI, CIA. Look how they were following Martin Luther King Jr., tapping his phones, doing all that. And they've done that to a lot of different people just for wanting to unite the people, right? Come on, man. To unite the people, to do something to unite humanity, and you and they're on your list. Wow, but it's just, whenever you have a person that's their goal is to get people together to think for themselves, that's the whole problem with what it is. So regardless who is the person behind organizing this or wanting to do this, that's the problem that they end up having. Just like we talked with the guests earlier, and you've heard me say 1 billion times, they want us segregated in our thought process, because the moment that we can realize that we can get things going or change things based on, as a collective, then that's when they begin to get scared. Okay. Yes. Van Gogh said, Rob G, you rolling up to what is it? The Blue Building, Sapphire City. Yeah, the blue building is the one. Actually, I went to multiple locations. They have the blue building, which is on L. Ron Hubbard Boulevard in L.A. But then they also have um, they have a lot of different buildings out there. But there's one that's about a mile away from that blue building, which is the Celebrity Center, and we'll be talking about that on the next show because that's where they cater to the celebrities at. Two different type of buildings when you see them. One is seems luxurious. The other one looks like a penitentiary, if you ask me. Truthfully, but yeah, the Celebrity Center is all nice and there's a nice little roundabout driveway that you come in and if you're one of the Sea Org members, you have to have a certain status to even work there. Like you can't assist or help the celebrities unless you're like one of the higher performing, I guess, Scientologists. But yeah, it's a whole thing out there. Yeah, Christine, they have shut down some recently because of people picketing in front of them, and that's kind of the stuff we'll get into after in the next show because those are like the effects. They're out there doing that because of the things that we'll end up talking about that we talked about in part one, and then we'll talk about in part two. The reason why they are picketing is because of the things and Scientology and their response. They some of them they've been shutting down, but some of them they just close the blinds and make it appear like no one's there essentially. And I've seen them actually. Some of the YouTubers out there have described them closing the blinds as shutting down, which technically that isn't the case. So shutting down might be a little deceptive. Let's see. Let's see here. Parabar is crazy. Glad to hear that you've done nothing to be ashamed of, Rob. I've seen those videos of you on the adult site, and I think it's art. That's why Cassidy is still on your underwear. That's funny. That's funny, Paramar. Funny stuff. Let me see. Public schools look like prisons. Yeah, I agree. But church Scientology is literally a prison. Like they have the gold base in Hemet, which the Mothman is familiar with. That's kind of like the International Center, and we'll talk about this on the next episode. Give you the gist of it, but it is literally it in so many words. It's a prison for Scientologists who aren't performing well or who are in bad favor. They send them to this location where they just do nasty. They make them do nasty. They treat them worse than prisoners get treated in prison. Truthfully, some of the things they have them do, it's sickening, and it is very sickening. And we'll be touching on to that for sure. Let's see. Richard Hauser says, been by the Clearwater, Florida one. Yeah, that's the flag land base. That's where a lot of the Sea Org people, like that's a destination, like a place you want to go. And I don't want to offend any religions out there because it's just not worth it to do so. But there are other religions that have destinations like that too, where you end up going and working for that religion, and in turn, you're working for room and board essentially. So that's kind of what the setup is, and how they get you in there for that free labor essentially. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Magneticus. I would love to know where Juan is. Haven't seen Juan in a while. I hope he is doing well. Juan Area 51, if you're watching any of these on replay, we want to know what's going on with you, buddy. Send somebody a note or something. Leave a comment on this video. Say, hey, I'm doing great. We'd love to know. We'd love to know. Because we've been bringing the heat lately and not the sleep, and you've been missing that, man. Deb from Sacramento, hey, thanks for coming in. Sweet Robbie G, hey. Let's see. What else do we have? Yeah, shutting down is just for appearances. No way they're shutting down at all. At all. And if you look, and I don't know if we have a graph for that, but we'll talk about it. Just the amount of real estate these guys own and the type of real estate they own. They don't just buy buildings. They buy some of the prestigious buildings in town. They buy they will go buy the oldest, most historic building in your town, and they'll overpay for it and to guarantee that they get it. And that's one of their other tactics. They overpay for their properties just to ensure that they get the deal done. And then that's why you wonder how they're able to just throw these buildings up, get into that one really old building that's been shut down for years, the oldest building in town. How did they get that? And that's one of the reasons they're able to do that. Fast Hemi, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Brown Door's like, Rob G just want to meet Tom Cruise. Actually, Tom Cruise, I don't have anything against him as an actor, man. I think he's a good actor. Definitely is. But the promotion of Scientology is where he goes wrong. I don't really know too much more about other things in his personal life, but I do know a personal choice that he's made is by promoting Scientology, which is not a good thing to do, especially if you understand what's going on within those ranks and you still stand around and allow that to happen when you could be the one who changes the game there. And yeah, that's just not what you're doing. So, and we talked about suppressive people, SPs, like what would matter if they labeled Tom Cruise as a suppressive person? Okay. So what does that mean? He can't be within Scientology anymore? Okay. Wow. He's an international superstar. Okay. So, what, they take his friends away. But I think what it is, and we talked about this in the first episode, part 1, is it's that folder. So when they get you in Scientology from the gate, as we talked about on that episode, they take you through those auditing processes, which are like therapy sessions. But in these therapy sessions, you literally have to tell every secret about anything that you've done. Anything that you've done. If you used to steal from your grandmother, if you steal out her purse and you never told anyone, and it's been something you just held to yourself all these years, you would have to tell that in the auditing session. So now they have that in your book. If you, if you could just look at that, you can imagine, if you have to divulge the deepest, darkest secrets, and you had some really strange ones in there that you may not be proud of, then that's when they go into that book and they start using that against you. So Tom Cruise has some of that in there. Some of those sessions that he had done, I'm sure, paint probably not the best picture of him. And if he were to step away from Scientology or become a suppressive person, they would immediately begin using that against him, whatever's in that folder. And they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to have access to that folder. Only certain individuals are. But the Office of Special Affairs, I think it's called, OSA, they're the ones, they'll go and open that folder quickly and get to pulling out stuff on you. And it's bad. So if anyone who might be listening and they're like, what are you guys talking about? Scientology? What? We did a show on Scientology a week or so ago. You can catch part one is already on file. It's on Twitch now. It's on. I haven't uploaded it to Rumble yet, but it'll be there probably tonight, and then you can catch it on YouTube. Part one, and then we'll do part two on Wednesday, where we will kind of cover the rest of the David Miscavige era in Scientology, and then some of the things that they do, because we talked about fair play, we talked about those things, and those were those things under L. Ron Hubbard, and David Miscavige is taking those things to another level, and and they're doing it right in front of the government's face. But that's how you know how corrupt the government is, because of some things that they're allowing them to get away with that they're fully aware of. And we'll be definitely talking about that. So make sure you guys come around for that one. I just had somebody's note here. What did it say? Okay. Yeah, unknown cryptid. Controlled construction, taking advantage of those who are at their lowest point in life. That is Scientology. Yeah, and to make you dependent, to take your weakness or a weak point, or just your insecurities, right, is really what it is. Taking your insecurities and using those to say, hey, you need us to help you be a better person, and here's how we can do it. And that's where the sales pitch starts. And if you don't have money, they don't want you to be a Scientologist. You know what I mean? Like, there's people who don't really have money who are able to earn courses or go through courses by doing certain work, like the Sea Org. When they go work at those bases, usually part of their compensation for doing so is they'll get discounted rates for taking, I guess you call them classes to advance to those different levels, the lower levels. But other than that, if you don't have the big money, then you won't really advance up that ladder, and they really don't want you in there. And I don't want to spoil it all, but they do hard sales and things like that. So they have like a financial department that will sit there with you and try to help you figure out how you can take a loan to advance up the ladder. They sit there like that, like with hardcore sales sort of environment or atmosphere, where they're literally sitting there with you, looking through your credit report, just trying to find ways that you might be able to pay for their courses, which is just sad. Just sad. Let's see. If you meet Tom, you might as well meet John Travolta also. He's a good actor too, man. Their acting abilities, I'm nothing against, man. It's just their choices in Scientology. I actually think they're both great actors. Let's see. Van Gold, interviewed by the government. Wait, I have that sound effect.
Denied.
Okay, maybe not that one, but it's this one. Van Gold, I was interviewed by the government. Okay. We're not really happy about it, so it's this one. Okay, that's more like it. So Van Gogh interview by the government. And Van Gogh, I only lied about the marijuana. Government doesn't play about marijuana. It's still federally illegal, which is stupid, but it is. And so that's what they do. Yeah, Mike Bothwell, someone has done this. They don't let you go too far, though. They sniff you out. Like, part of their job is to do that because they know trolls come in there all the time and attempt to infiltrate. The last thing they want is someone. But there are currently, from what I understand, active agents within Scientology that are still undercover, essentially, for, they're not saying that they're police, but they're undercover with the organization that's infiltrating them. So whatever group of people chose to do this, there are still some people embedded within Scientology that are working their way up, that are simply there as plants. Now, this has been confirmed, and they haven't been found out yet, but mostly what they will do is they'll sniff you out early. They try to do that. They'll ask you questions. They'll kind of make sure you're not trolling them before they release too much information. So they're actually doing that right now. Lil Cam 51 Nerd Report on YouTube does a lot of Scientology uncovering videos. Yeah. I mean, and that, I think all you really do when you do that, you try to infiltrate, you just make their defenses stronger, right? So what do you get for that, right? You made it through the front door. You were able to take the initial reading or whatever it was, and then you get figured out right after that. So what happens is that just makes their defenses even better. So next time someone tries to do that, it's less likely that they'll be able to be successful in even doing that. And yeah. It's exactly what you're saying. It's not even technically a therapy. It is akin to it, but it is, being able to, just like with your friends, right? You can sit back, and if you have a friend that listens really well or gives good advice, and you're kind of able to just talk about what happened this week, and that friend is able to sit back and kind of listen to you and give you some good advice, you kind of walk away from that. That is a level of therapy. So technically, it is a therapy, because they're getting these people to talk about some of the things they've been holding in all this time, that they would never release or tell anyone. And it's like been digging in them and hurt, kind of bearing weight on their souls. And then they feel a sense of relief after being able to do this. So essentially it is a form of therapy, but it's not a good therapy, and it's manipulation, really, is what it is, and setting them up for blackmail in the long run. But yeah. Divulging your deepest secrets is not a list for anyone to have. And that should be apparent in the beginning, but the way they sell it is, it's not, they don't sell it as you're divulging your deepest secrets. They're saying those deep secrets are weighing on you, and these are these evil thetans that we have to get out of your body. They're helping keep these secrets held in, so you get rid of these and you'll be released. So it's not really, their sales pitch isn't like divulge your deepest secrets, but it ends up being that, because they try to tie those secrets into these thetans, and these thetans are the things that you want to get rid of. And the only way to do that is by, talking about it, essentially. Blackmail auditing. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Brown Dwarf SPs. It is gross. It's all gross. And obviously I'm behind in the chat. You guys could be saying something totally different. Hermes Gavis got served. Yes, I heard that was true too. And he should get more than that. When we talk on the next episode, you'll see what I mean. First thing you have you do. Yeah. Great point, Paramorph. Sounds like some of those secret societies, Skull and Bones, etc., where first thing they do have you do is something compromising, So they keep you in line. Yeah, and you hear about that even in Hollywood, right? And those secret parties and things that they have are these same sort of things where, yeah, they just have you do something embarrassing or get you in a compromising, embarrassing position where now they have this over you for the rest of your day and until you just don't care anymore. And then, yeah, just a control mechanism. Yeah, Christine, they'll make you get your credit limit extended, then take out money and give it to them. People with no money give money. Yeah, they have to refinance your home. They don't care how you get it, as long as you can give it to them. They don't care if it leaves you in shambles. They don't care. Let me see. There you go. Lex, you can work for them for nothing, and that's your way of giving money, but the rich people have to recruit others to bring in more money. True, Paramore. Travolta can be a good actor when he's not going over the top. But there is a point that I make too. It says, you open up all your emotions. Yeah, you're right. Unencrypted. It's just like I said earlier. They have you open up all your emotions and then use everything you've done wrong against you to psychologically break you down so you feel like you have nothing in life. And then on top of that, all your friends are Scientologists. So once they turn their back on you, you are literally on your own, all alone. You know what I mean? Yeah, it can be. I can definitely see how someone can lose it mentally going through that process. Without, I think you can read between the lines on that. Trying to get current on this list. Let's see. Yeah, cults will love bomb you and pull you in. Ugh. Scientology, and I'll just give a clue. Scientology is just one of the cults out there, and we'll be talking about other cults as you know throughout different time. This will be the Scientology, the cult of Scientology. Then we'll have the cult of something else, Heaven's Gate. We'll have the cult of ufology, because there's a cult mentality even here within ufology that I always talk about, and I think is very important to talk about, because that we have to disconnect ourselves from the whole cult mentality, and we're not in a cult, obviously, but there are parts of ufology that are in a cult, and we talk to these people all the time, right? See these people all the time, and they're literally in a cult. So this will evolve, but all the things that we cover will be important things to cover, but we will eventually make it around to ufology, the cult of ufology, because it is. And I hate that term. I really hate you having to use the name ufology. I really hate that, because I think it really sounds cultish. I think the word ufology sounds very cultish. Yeah, I'm with you, Sarah Yan. All religion is a cult. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I can go with you on that, Sarah Yan. I can definitely go with you on that. And I totally see what it is where you're coming from, for sure. So, let's see here. Lex Diaz. I don't like that they closed Arco Arena, whatever it was called. I saw Corn Slipknot there, and it was only like 10 minutes away. Lame. Yeah. You're talking about my stuff here, man. I love. It was old as heck, though. Let's not lie. But it was perfect for concerts. Something MUFON is a cult as well. I think anything can be a cult, right? I think the whole thing and what makes it a cult is when you believe what you're told and you accept that at face value. You just believe what you're told and you don't challenge, right? So I think everything has the potential to have cult in it. And I think that's what people should begin to understand, like why is something considered a cult? You know what I mean? Because I truthfully think, yeah, you could probably have cult attached to any entity or any organization, depending, because there's going to be an extreme side of that entity, whatever it is. So if you're talking about people within MUFON who just say MUFON is the best thing since sliced bread and they never done anything wrong, they would never do anything wrong, they would never do this X, Y, and Z, they would never, okay, that's a cult-like mentality right there. And that could be the case. And I think that there is definitely parts of every organization. That's why you have to be careful, because we're in ufology, right? Or we consider ourselves part of what ufology is. And but there is a cult mentality to ufology, but that doesn't mean that it applies to you. But there is a section of ufology that would just believes what they're told, period, and they just don't challenge it. They don't think for themselves. And those, I think, are the traits. And it's really, I think it gets down more to traits and characteristics when you consider what would be considered a cult or not. And we're adjacent, we're adjacent to them. We're right next to them, but they happen to have a cult mentality and then we don't. So thin of a line, right? So fine of a line. And you can find yourself. That's why I did the show about skeptic versus non-skeptic logic from back in season 1. It was like episode 30-ish, somewhere in there. But the purpose of that show was I built a chart that kind of would allow you to, because I did it because I felt like there were some people that might not realize where they stand in the conversation. You might not realize that you are actually not just a skeptic, but you are actually an extreme skeptic. And by you being an extreme skeptic, you don't help the conversation. So someone who's able to look at that and say, wow, I didn't realize that I was that extreme, can kind of, like we talked with the guests earlier tonight, recalibrate your perspective to where you're more middle of the road and open-minded, because some people get lost in the sauce and find themselves, they wake up one day and they've been this hardcore extreme skeptic this whole time, or even an extreme believer where all of a sudden you just believe everything told to you. You didn't realize you got to that point, but then you have to recalibrate yourself so that you still question everything and bring yourself back into the middle of the road to be able to have that conversation. So it's not hard to, yeah, exactly what I'm saying, Jessica Davenport. When you believe so blindly that you will not accept any other opinion or point of view, ... cult. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. Let's see. I wouldn't say, and that's the thing, Mike Bothwell. I think I wouldn't say necessarily any religion is a cult. I think it's, once again, it's how you deal with that religion because you can be a Christian and question things that you see in the Bible, which you should, or you should question how something's being interpreted, right? You shouldn't just take it at, because someone else says that this is what this meant, and then you just take that and go with it, and then you take that data and you try to put that on someone else. Then you're just spreading, you're spreading a cult mentality. But I think you could be within a religion or part of a religion and not be technically in a cult if you're questioning what it is that you're told. You know what I mean? And there's a difference there. And I think in every religion, and that's where you start getting into the extreme side, because the extreme side just goes with it. They don't question anything. They just roll with it. This is what it says. This is what it is. Right? And then there's ones that say, well, that could be interpreted a few different ways. Those are two different sets of people within a religion. So I don't think religion itself is the cult. It's the way it ends up being up to you, the individual, on what side you fall in. Oh man, I hate the word ufology. I really do. Yeah, this is true, Deb from SAC. Cults and ufology are usually associated with the grifter. Follow the money. They go hand in hand. No, that's a fact. It's a fact. And it's anyone could, if you have a bad heart, you could go out there and say, you know what, I want to take advantage of a specific group of weak-minded people. You could literally, and people do that every day, and they formulate their plans on how they're going to go about whatever business plan they have, without integrity and by pulling the wool over people's eyes. And I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know how people can do that. Right? I'd rather be broke than to know that I've earned money by dissuading people and by how could you live with yourself, right? Some people can and sleep very well at night. When they say nice guy finishes last, it's kind of what they mean, right? If you really care about other people and you care about being righteous, a righteous individual, good energy, like that type of person doesn't get the prize at the end. It's the one that's willing to, the one that's willing to pull the wool over your eyes and kind of step on you in order to get to where they need to go. And but if you have any sort of integrity, you shouldn't be able to sleep well at all ever. But it's scary when you can see the ones that can sleep just fine. And I know people like that. I know people in this field that are like that I've talked to, you know what I mean? And they've said to me, in so many words, they've said to me exactly that it's all about the money. And I'm like, how can you, like, wow, you know what I mean? I'm not putting anybody on blast at all, but people that consciously say this is what I'm gonna do, I'm like, ugh. Okay. I'm trying to get the chat back up to speed. Yeah, I agree with you, Deb. Nice guy won't finish last at their life review. They'll be the richest of all. Yeah, I agree with you, Deb. I do. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I know, Crypto. Sarah Yan be throwing out the, but I'll be reading between the lines, Sarah Yan. I'll be reading between the lines, and I see where you coming from on a lot of stuff. And yeah, know what you're talking about. That's why I can agree with some of the things you put in here, but you're cryptic as well in how you deliver your information. But you do make some good points out there, so I will point that out. You are right, unknown cryptid. Um, this could be the case too, Deb from SAC. I think when you're an atheist or don't believe in a higher power, you have no accountability or guilt. Yeah, I mean, that could be what it is. I don't understand it because that's not the person I am. When I get up and I do these shows, or I get up and I do anything for anyone, uh, it is, I'm not thinking of some ulterior motive, or if it's help, it's help. If you need the help, I'm here to help. And I just hope, what they teach you is the golden rule is what you get taught. It's one of the first things you learn in life, which is one of the only really good things that they do for you with this whole school system, is they at least teach you in the beginning to treat others the way you want to be treated. I think that is just, as far as life goes, probably one of the best things that they could tell you at a young age. It's very simple, it's very concise, and it is true, and it means so much in energy, and the energy that gets put out in this world. It's so simple. You don't even think much of it as a kid, and it is really powerful. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Less than 10 words. Less than 10 words that really can change or shift the whole energy dynamic of this planet. And they teach you that at like 4 or 5 years old, which is awesome to me. Really is. Let's see. Be my luck, I'll be a butt short of betting. Okay. Does anyone out there so I don't know what you're referring to, Maggie. Does anyone out there actually do that though? I mean, I haven't met 8 billion people to know for sure, but I haven't seen it much. And I think it's probably part of the conversation that I missed. Yeah, the golden rule, so powerful. It's just crazy that it's so simple. It's so simple, it's so powerful. And whoever said that this is the first thing we need to teach the young lives coming up on this planet, bravo to them, whoever that was. They had a good heart, obviously, whoever it was, who said this is what we need to be doing with the kids. So that lets you know there's still some good out there, man, but it's a lot of bad. And, that's why having these conversations, we're able to, sift through a lot of that stuff, man. But like I told the guest earlier, I find myself, even the deeper I get into this and the more experiences that I have, some of these experiences, I never thought I would have the shadow person experience. I just never would have thought that. I never would have thought that I never would have thought I caught 47 UFOs on a video. I never would have thought this, right? And it's just every time something like that happens, and my mind opens up a little bit more every time to the reality of what's going on. I have to check myself and say, hey, are you too far over that line, right? Are you becoming extreme in your beliefs on what you believe is possible or true? I always have to check myself on that, because I want to make sure, especially if I'm going to be the one talking to people, I don't want it ever perceived that because I believed a certain way that I tried to lead people down a path. I don't want to do that at all. I simply want to continue having the conversation from a middle of the road approach, where we can all figure this out together and try to help keep other people calibrated as well. You know what I mean? And I think it's very, very important. Very, very, very important. Oh, let's see. So, got it. Okay. So that was in Maggie's. Okay. Does anyone out there actually do that, though? I mean, I haven't met 8 billion people to know for sure. I haven't seen it much. She was referring to treating others as you would like to be treated. Yeah. I mean, I think that there's no way to know. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, probably not because evil rules, right? In most cases, from what we can see, even though I think that if you take like those powers out of the picture, and I've said this before as well. If you just talk to humanity directly and say, "Hey, do you want nuclear weapons or no nuclear weapons?" If you had a questionnaire, pretty sure it'd be like no on nuclear weapons. It would be no on do you want to go to war against this country. It would be no on a lot of the things that we perceive to be negative. So I think what might be overclouding our ability to perceive what the a large part of the population might think is the views of these powers that implement what it is they want to do. And it seems like, oh, this world, we just fight in war and we do this and that. No, actually, it's a small portion of this planet that fights in wars. And the other part can really either give a care about what's going on, or two, they are vehemently against it. But you don't ever see a lot of people protesting for war, right? You just don't see that. So I think the worldview might be a little skewed because the few have the ability to affect the many. And I think what you see globally when you talk about this sort of thing, it's those few that have decided to do something that reflects on the rest of the planet, right? But I think if you broke it down and you really separated those things, like the few and then the many, and you talk to the many by themselves, you'd find that the many don't go for most of this stuff that is considered bad here in this world. So look at that, right? No nuking, no nuking a village. No nuking the village because one person is pestering you. I hear you. Dad from Sack, I never tried to impose my views on anyone. The most important thing to listen is to listen to others and show respect. When I practice this, I always seem to learn something new. Yeah, you simply being exactly what I said. You question, and then you just don't take any answer for what it is. You question, and then you formulate your own opinion, which is what you should always do. And that's how you stay out of a cult, right? That's how you make sure that you're not in a cult. And hopefully, these people that aren't able to do that, we can help come around, man, and see the light. A lot of them end up doing it because when you look at Scientology, it's a lot of people that have left. And even with ufology, right? There's some people that have gotten sick of ufology and just left ufology. It was like, you know what? I don't care. Okay, UFOs are here. I don't care. I'm just getting out of this toxic environment because it's real culty and it feels really weird. And it's the few reflecting poorly on the many, and I think we can all agree on that. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the reason why we even do this, right? The reason why we have this call in. Sometimes it's not a call in. Sometimes it's just a talk, right? We just talk. You talk through the chat, and then I speak back. I give you perspectives, ways that I think about things. Um, And yeah, yeah. And I think that's what's missing in this, just like Jessica says here, too many people today are lacking in critical thinking, and even more do not understand how to have a conversation. And I think that's true. And I think that's really, that's why I hope that channels out there, and that's why I have mentioned in the past about, whatever way you want to look at it, you have people who are on these platforms, on channels, and they have a viewer base, right? And it's up to them. Like, if you have the attention of X amount of viewers, however many they are, it's your duty to not try to persuade them one way or the other. It's your duty to have a space where critical thinking can happen, right? Where ideas can be questioned and where things can be talked about and worked out. Like, it's your duty to do that. A lot of there's a handful of these channels that don't let you do that. If you go over there and you have an idea that you pose, they'll strike you down. They'll strike you down if it doesn't go with the narrative of the person on that platform or the belief system that it is that they're trying to push. They'll strike you down. They won't let you say what it is that give your opinion, right? Everybody has an opinion. Everybody should be able to input something into the conversation, period. Period. And yeah, Lex Diaz and my family started talking to me about Jesus. And that's why I don't get too much into politics, because just certain people can be offended by just even talking about it. But if you're religious or not, I just think being open to questions is still going to be the key, right? Participate in any religion you want to. Doesn't matter. Just don't always think for yourself, right? Always think for yourself. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I can agree with that too, Jessica Davenport. Social media is the best and worst thing to happen to humanity. Yeah, because it just is, and without being critical about certain being specific, really, because I think we've kind of brushed over the general behavior. But to speak further than that, we really probably have to start name dropping out here. And I'm pretty sure we all have the same list of names of people who are doing exactly what it is that we're talking about. Yeah, Christine, good night to you as well. Thank you for coming out. Actually, we're not going to be going too long here, because I have to do some things too as well. So we won't be doing too much here tonight. But I think, like I said, it's always good to have the conversation. It's always good to have a space to have a conversation and speak your mind. I read this chat, and I'm just always waiting to see what a perspective is, right? What a good perspective is. And I'm getting that. Yeah, man, because you can call in at any time, bro. You already know. Any of you guys can. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. You got the link. You know how to get on in, and you'd be welcome, right? Because when we get to talking,
you can't handle the truth.
They can't handle the truth. They don't want us talking the truth. They don't want us speaking the truth, man. Truth will set you free. Whoever said that was telling the truth. The truth will set you free completely. All right, we do have, after about an hour and 10 minutes, we got our first guest of the night, and that is going to be Magneticus Attractus. Thank you for stepping on in, buddy. Thank you for stepping on in. How you doing?
Can you dig it?
Can you dig
Can
it?
you dig it?
Can you hear me now?
Can you dig it?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, sir. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, I can hear myself echoing. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't hear you echoing. You sound good,
Okay,
man.
if nobody else is hearing it, then that's okay then. See, chat.
Sounding really good. Sounding really good. And for anybody out there, just we have people in chat obviously here, but then we have people that just listen, which is fine. Because you take it one step at a time. Maybe today you just listen. Maybe next week you join the chat. Maybe at some point after that you end up calling in and talking about experiences. Either way, we love to have you guys come back. So if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, so you can come and join the conversation next time we do this. Throw topics in. Yeah, no racism, no hard religious
politics.
beliefs. Yeah, no politics. If we could stay away from those and do that, we're doing good. And no trolls, because that guy from last time is just, he keeps leaving a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it was the way he worded it. You know what I mean?
I keep thinking about what you said about that. Yeah.
If he said it was where did we all come from, it would have sounded a whole lot different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the problem is he should have said it like that. So it was
and it's like I was telling my wife today. I was like, don't ever like be afraid to go up to somebody of a different color and say, "What's up, my brother from another mother," or "Hey, my sister from another mister." You know what I mean?
All day.
I mean, and it was like, yeah. So, and then I did my super chats today, made my little homage to SOR.
All day. Yes, you did. Your numbers, and it's appreciated, man. Appreciate your love and support of Space Style Radio.
The pennies moved to the dimes, and then they moved to the dollars, and that was the pattern in the 3 hat tricks I did, or the hat trick I did tonight. So, isn't that what Dave calls it, the hat trick, when somebody does 3 super chats?
Yeah, but that's that hockey stuff, man. That's that. Yeah, I'm not a hockey dude.
It goes for darts too. It goes for darts too. If you can put 3 in the same spot, that's a hat trick.
Okay.
So
just when you get to speaking that Canadian mumbo jumbo, shout out to all my Canadians out there.
3 strikes in a row is a turkey. That's bowling.
I like giving Dave a hard time, man.
Because
he said, what did he say the other day that I had to correct him on? He said some word, and it's because of his Canadian accent. I gave him a hard time about it. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was funny, though.
Oh, I miss doing the Hooked on Phonics. Remember when Roderick had like the hardest time saying my name?
Yeah, there was a time. But Paramar says,
I cuss.
Paramar says, also, Rob G also thinks hockey is a cult. Yeah, and I don't really, Paramar. I mean...
Oh, did you ever watch Strange Brew?
No. What was that?
Oh, it's on the free movies right now on YouTube. Just so you know.
Strange Brew.
That's the name of it. Strange Brew.
What is this about?
I told you it was about the 2 hosers. They were going to get beer, and they went to the psych ward instead of the beer factory, and discovered that the psychiatrist was putting something in their food or something, and when they played a certain tune, they'd all like go out on the hockey field and like, yeah, that's it.
Bob and Doug.
what
Elsinore
Paramount just
Brewery.
said. Yeah,
Yeah.
see?
Yeah, they all know. Look, Hosers, LOL,
See,
McKenzie Brothers
yeah.
is a classic
See,
bit.
people, they know that movie I'm talking about. I just know it's the same guy that's in, I want to say Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or whatever. Rick
Rick
Moranis or whatever his name is.
Moranis. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. They were doing like the the cable station where there's like the free public access whatever.
Yes. Okay.
They were doing like a show on there or something, and that's what they did on the side, and then yeah, you have to watch the movie.
Yeah. I'm gonna have
So
to do that. So I do remember you bringing that up. Actually, I might do that after this show since it's a free on YouTube. Might as
right,
well do that. Rick Moranis, Dave Thomas. I don't know who Dave Thomas is,
yeah. Once you watch it, it'll be stuck in your head though.
but are they Canadian or something, or are they
Yeah,
playing? Okay, okay,
yeah, or at least acting Canadian. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I
These are
mean,
like take off, eh? Okay.
yeah, everything was You hoser, you drink all of Dad's beer. What are we gonna do now? Well, we'll go to the factory and we'll just take some in the van
That's what
or
it
something like
was.
that.
Dave Scott
But
kept saying habitable. That's what it was. Habitable.
habitual,
No, habitable
habitual.
instead of
What's
habitable.
habitable? Oh, habitable. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So and he said it like 7 times uh in one conversation. Habitable, habitable. I'm like, yeah, no, 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 it's not no, no. Not habitable, man. But that's just a Canadian thing.
Oh man, that's
I gave him a
funny.
hard time about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
See,
it's fun doing that.
I just always remember that movie because like towards the end, they were like the the goons for the psychiatrist was like bumped them off into the river or something, and they were sitting in the van taking the empty beer bottles and sucking the air out of the beer bottles to stay alive until the scuba divers came down and got them.
Damn. I wonder if it's free. I wonder if they'll let us play the trailer or something. I just want to look at it real quick. Let me see.
Educational purposes, man.
Yeah.
Don't eat the pudding. Watch out for the pudding in jail.
Strange Brew.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, autocorrect is something else. Let me see. Okay, there we go. I've never seen. No, okay, this is old too.
Yep, it's old school.
88 came out in
Yeah.
88. But they don't have a trailer. Let me see. Strange Brew. All right, I think we found it. Hold on. Hopefully we can play this. No copyright strikes. Please, no copyright strikes. Please, no copyright strikes.
Just don't play for more than 30 seconds
Damn, it's a minute and 43
without
seconds.
pausing. Well, you can pause. You can pause every so often.
All right, let's
Watch a
give
little
it a
bit,
shot.
pause when we talk about it. Play a
Let's
little bit
give it
more,
a
talk about it.
shot. Share screen. This how old it is. Look at this. Look at the.
The old lion.
Yeah.
Lion and tigers and bears, oh my.
When's the last time you seen this?
Oh, listen to that growl. What a wonderful sound. See, just us talking over it should do it. But you never know.
Okay.
You just gotta keep talking. Oh, look at that line.
No way. He's supposed to roar. Maybe.
Yeah, he's supposed to roar. Roar.
Okay, start up. Come on.
Pull him by a tail.
Start up.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Crank that tail.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, Wild Kingdom.
Yeah.
Just like Diop, watching the water buffaloes or whatever.
Yeah.
See that's us rushing to get in front of the cameras here.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Good day. I'm Bob McKenzie. This is my brother Doug. How's it going, eh?
Neuro-linguistic programming.
Okay, our topic is movies. There's a difference between TV and
Movies.
Okay, go back to movies. Hey, Bob, we were doing our movie. Don't.
First of all, we're reviewing this for educational purposes. We just want to let you know this is fair use and everything is all good and buttery over
here. Don't you see how it's like we're doing? Don't you see it's like what we're doing right now? It's like a couple of us sitting right there doing the public access and, and this
all
is what...
beer.
Okay, another topic. Zoom out, eh? Show how big the screen is, eh? Hey, what happened? Film broke. You cut off our movie. You hoes, you got them mad. They came to see Strange Fruit.
Take off this just a preview. Our movie's not coming out till the summer, you knob.
They've been saving their allowance for weeks to see this movie.
You lied to them.
Don't you tell us.
We'll get that guy with the big voice to tell us.
Direct from SCTV, it's Bob and Doug McKenzie spilling across the screen this summer in Strange Brew.
Nice voice, Hoser.
Oh.
Beauty.
That is the original trailer to that, which is pretty awesome. I saw something that it also they had a trailer, which I'm pretty sure I can't play and I won't. But it's the new Adam Sandler movie called Spaceman or something like that. Did you hear about that?
Uh-uh.
Oh, man, let me see. I can show the thumbnail, I'm sure, without... Hopefully, let me... Spaceman is, let's see.
That's not a Myra Goldwyn movie, too, is it? No, that's just doing the... Yeah, I was going to say that.
Oh, man. Netflix will probably destroy us.
Yeah, you can't play more than... I know, like, when you're doing remixes and stuff, they let you use 15 seconds of other people's music and stuff, so...
All right, I'm going to use this one.
Clip
This is
up
like
to a minute.
This is 37 seconds. I think 37 seconds might fly. Let's watch this trailer. And it's promoting a new movie. Go and watch this if you haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I actually might. Wait, I don't think it's out yet, but we'll see. Let's check it out.
Just like you, I fled my planet. Through galaxies. Through black holes. Through time. And then I found you.
Oh my! March 1st. Oh, so that's like 2 weeks.
So look further into that. But I saw something on it earlier, which made me remember it. And I think it might be something good to go and watch. Let me bring us back up here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so, but I'm going to have to check out The Strange Brew. I like little comedies like that. That's like your typical 80s comedy right there.
It
looks funny, though.
Comedy with a discovery of a conspiracy. For those that don't know the difference between a conspiracy and a conspiracy theory. You know?
I like Lex's idea here. Push the like button, people, if you like the content that you're seeing. And if you don't, let us know. Because, you know, this is for you. And I want to kind of make sure that this is something that you're going to enjoy. So let us know what we could be doing different or better. And we'll roll with that. I love any criticism. Honest criticism is awesome to me. And just let me know. Just let me know. Okay, so with that being said, yeah. So there are, what else? I'm waiting still for the Bob Lazar movie. So I have to talk to Luigi Venditelli, guy interviewed back in October. He's the producer of this film. And I know it was slated to be released this month with a whole VR experience that's going to be attached to it. So, because for people who don't know, he's done a film with Bob Lazar about the experience out at S4 and they've recreated S4 using Unreal Engine 5. So it is almost real life. You know what I mean? The photo quality, video quality is almost true to life, and you kind of get to live the experience that Bob Lazar, and Bob Lazar is there the entire time and validates that this is the experience comes across as authentic. And yeah, Project Gravatar, and you'll be able to traverse the world in VR as well. Be able to go and put your hand on the machine and get buzzed into S4 and walk past all of the hangar doors to see the individual craft that Bob Lazar described, and it's gonna be awesome, dude, when it comes out.
It sounds like where I got this little NASA little booklet from.
Yeah.
The projectors in that thing was crazy. And that was over 10 years ago. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like having the bug screen on your face and like be like the what's the one what was that one helicopter that when the pilot looks with his eyes the gun will aim to where the pilot's eyes are looking.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know
Yeah,
exactly
I
what you're
can't
talking
remember
about.
I can't remember which one it is, but there's one of them that's like wherever the pilot looks at, that's where that gun's gonna start aiming.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know the name. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, we got it's a bunch of stuff going on this year. That's why I feel, even though I'll say this, I know at the end of 2023 when we did the year in review, kind of talking about the good things that happened last year and the things that were unexpected that happened in the last month of 2023, like the Tim Gallaudet coming out saying governments have been in contact with these, somebody that's still in the military coming out saying that governments are not only have these craft and these beings, but they are actually in verbal contact with these beings. So coming off of that being a surprise, like the last week or two of the year, I was expecting 2024 to kind of get off to a faster start than it is. So I'm kind of shocked that we're already halfway through February, almost to the end, and we don't have a single thing that has happened within ufology yet. But I still anticipate this year to be an explosive year, which if this ends up being true, then that means that whenever it starts, 2, 3, 4 months into the year, that we may have things that are back to back to back this year that are kind of like mind blowing things, maybe new hearings or new whistleblowers or whatever's going to be the case for the year. I'm hoping for a mass sighting that is undeniable by great cameras and just something that you can walk away with no doubt that yes, this happened, yes, those things are real, yes, we don't make those. Like just one event this year, I'm just holding out hope. It's up to the ETs if that happens or not, but I'm holding out hope that we get something like that this year. You know what I mean? Like we had the Phoenix Lights, like something big like that again. You know what I mean?
I don't think they're going to tell you anything unless they have to.
Who, the ETs?
The government.
Oh yeah, no. The government isn't at all.
They ain't going to reveal nothing. It's going to be like, that's why I keep asking what UAP is actually. You know what I mean? Because unmanned aerial platforms like Predator drones are UAP. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they are non-human intelligence. So, it's like, where are their little lines drawn in the sand? What is what? You know what I mean?
I think the drones, I think they call those UAVs, right?
They're unmanned aerial platforms.
Okay, I've heard UAV.
You can
maybe
mount your. Well, they have all sorts of different names for it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So maybe they also use UAP for that as well.
It's like
So that's
Project
possible.
Thor, and then you had Valiant Thor with oh, who was the girl you had from Australia?
Susie
Um,
Hansen
um, is that who it was last week? I want to say it was
last
last
week.
week or the week before.
It was probably Susie Hansen. She's from New.
Is
She's.
that
Or
the
you mean
one
from?
Maggie? The one Maggie
No, that was Mary
M.
Rodwell. Yeah,
Oh, okay, right. That was her.
Mary Rodwell. Yeah,
I forgot what I
yeah.
was going to say.
Susie's
I don't
from New
remember her name.
Zealand, so I'm sure uh, those from down under will probably want to crucify me for getting the two uh, confused. But yeah, that was from Australia. Was Mary Rodwell from
Right.
Queensland, and then Susie was from New Zealand.
Yeah, close enough.
That's what I say. But when you're from there, that kind of gets a little beefy, right? They take offense. Funny, not real offense, but yeah,
It's kind of like saying you live on the West Coast in
yeah,
America. I mean, it doesn't really narrow it down anywhere. I mean, kind of gives you a
yeah.
general area where to look on the earth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So did you get what I was saying about the numbers for the hemisphere when you talked about the Miami mall thing, whatever?
Oh,
How
you
the
mean
numbers
with
go to
the
180 plus minus one direction, and they only go to 90 in the other direction, plus minus.
you mean the GPS coordinates?
The latitude and longitude lines.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you're under 90, if both numbers are under 90, you can swap them around. But if they're not, you can't swap them around.
Ah, okay.
You can only transpose the numbers if they're less than 90. I mean, from negative 90 to 90, which is 180, but then you have 180 to negative 180, which is 360 degrees, going around the circle of the poles.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Some people may, yeah, I got it, but some people may not recall what that was about. No, yeah,
Right.
that okay. I got you though. So Maggie
Probably from
M10 wanted to know. Did you hear about Ross Coulthard saying there was a UFO found outside the USA that was so big that a building was built around it? That's pretty much how they said it in the interview, right? So, yeah, right. So I want to know. I mean, here's the thing. This is what this is what I don't like about these sorts of situations. So if you can say that, if you can say that there's a building so big that a craft had to be built around it, then what would stop you from going a step further to say where this building was? Like, I don't think that compromises a source. I don't think that divulges top secret data. Technically, potentially, I guess maybe it could if it's now a top secret facility. Now that the building has been deemed top secret, then maybe. But if you can say as much as there is a craft that was so big they had a building built around it, you should be able to, off the record, uh, maybe hint around at where it could be located. But the reason that he ends up not doing that is because he wants to protect sources. But it's like 2024 has to be the year where we go further than that, man. We have to, like, if you're gonna say anything, then you know what I mean. Go as far as you can with it, but don't just give a little breadcrumb and try to, you know what I mean? Because that's a big statement to make. To say that, right? Not just saying might know potentially. There's word that there potentially is a craft, and the location is we can't really say because X Y Z. But to go as far as to say the craft that's so big that a building had to be built around it. Well, don't you think? What do you think the logical next question is going to be from
like a
anyone you say
hangar.
that to? Right,
They
like
built a hangar around a plane
it's what
or
it sounds like.
dirigible, or I mean, have you ever seen the
A
size of the
warehouse,
hangars?
or
Have you
yeah,
have you
they're
ever seen the
huge.
size for a dirigible? Those things are huge. Like the Goodyear blimp, that thing has a huge hangar.
Yeah. I go by Moffett Field a lot, and you see if you've seen those those are basically blimp hangars that are out there. They're freaking huge, and they're like big domes. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what was funny? The first time I was out here in Washington and went to Bremerton, and I seen an aircraft carrier. I was so disappointed
In the
because they look so
size.
small. Because they look
Uh,
small. On TV, they look big, but in person, they look small.
yeah.
It's kind
When
of like
you
Space Needle. You know, you go up on the Space Needle, and it's like my expectation was like the whole top of the Space Needle was spinning around. But no, it's only like a 10-foot section of the floor inside the restaurant that goes around in an hour.
yeah. All an aircraft carrier is a landing strip in a takeoff area.
A
Most
short
most
one at that.
most of their area is below, so they're able
Right,
to store all those planes below deck and all those vehicles, and
right.
that's where their size really comes from. But yeah, you're right though. I've never seen one in person, but I have looked at videos and counted the amount of planes on the deck to kind of get an idea of how big these things. And they're not really that big.
I
They're
mean, the
not.
same thing happened when the first time I seen a Minuteman missile. I was like, that's all the bigger they are? And trust me, do not make remarks about rubbing the side of the Minuteman missile, seeing if it'll launch, because they'll think you're like a spoon bender or whatever. Oh, I
Yeah,
had jokes. I don't know if I could tell that joke in here.
as long as
Yeah.
it
What is an E word for construction?
E word for construction.
Yes.
Let me see. E word.
Erection. Erection.
Yeah. It really is. That's that. No, that's funny too. But no, you're right. It
So
actually is.
so now remember we're standing in the silo of a Minuteman missile, and I look at the commanding officer and I said, "How much did your erection cost the American people?" Yeah,
That's
exactly. I had the whole.
it's multi layered, man.
So then later I asked, because it was nice and shiny, and I asked how much they paid somebody to polish his erection, and that almost had people falling in the silo.
Dude, that's yeah, multi layered, man. It's funny though. It's definitely funny.
It, I was in like high school at the time, so I didn't get the sexual like innuendos of it. I was just like literally like just looking at it, going like, how much does this cost people? You know?
But
I mean,
no, that's
uh,
cool. It's cool. I like it. I like it. I like the joke. I'll use the joke too. It's funny. But
what's behind door number one? Door number two? What's behind door number two? Door number three? What's behind door number three? Minuteman missile.
But here's my problem. Here's my problem, and this is gonna be. I mean, this is. I was sick of this catchphrase, right? I guess this was 2022's catchphrase, which was "Trust me, bro." Right? Trust me, bro. I hated that when people said that. It's like trust me, bro. But then I kind of see it though. I kind of understand what
if I
you
say,
mean.
if I say trust me, then it's like I'm not kind of fooling around, you know. Like look at the serious side of it,
Yeah,
you
it's like,
know.
what do you? So trust me. No, it's trust me. There's a building so big, a spaceship so big they had to build a building. No, trust me, trust. So why do I have to trust you
Trust
when there's
trust me.
satellites?
They move these Minuteman missiles around, but nobody ever sees them moving.
Right,
They're
just like
on a
they
maintenance
moved.
schedule. They come out of the holes, they go back in the holes. I was actually surprised the guy told me all about how to send one from, you know,
But a
yeah.
craft so big that you had to build a building, that means you couldn't move it. That's what you're implying. You're implying you couldn't move it. So if you couldn't move it, how? So wouldn't there be a situation where all of a sudden a building just pops up on Google Maps, or I'm just saying Google Maps because that's what we have access to, but just on GPS satellites, period, just a building just pops up out of nowhere. Shouldn't that be something that someone can pinpoint and maybe notice? So is that the reason why he's only giving us that? That he's saying a building's so big that it had to be built
Well,
around it? Is he
maybe
doing
there's
that
not
so
many
someone else
people
goes and
in
looks
the
for it?
area. Maybe there's not many people in the area, so if you disclose that it's in this area, you're gonna narrow it down to who is leaking this information out. You know what I mean? Because usually, like I said, you have your outer guard, which are all your little plants, around the circle that keep an eye on the center. You know, it's kind of like trying, if you're to try to like go up to a Minuteman missile, the fences are going to know you're there way before you get to the missile. So once you get to the fence, they're going to know you're there. That's when the intercept crews come from both angles, and they're going to meet you somewhere in between that fence line and the missile.
Yeah.
You know, so, and they're in every direction. Gillette, Wyoming. There used to be missiles over there,
Yeah, there's missiles all across
all
Wyoming,
over the
actually.
place.
Yeah, which is
You listen to
yeah.
System of the Down?
What is that? Say again.
System of the Down?
No. What is that?
Toxicity? That's about eating popcorn.
System
Eating
of the
seeds is
Down.
mhm,
No.
toxicity. Yeah.
No. No. I'm actually sitting
Yep.
here reading through the chat, man. Reading the drama in there, man.
Why are they always send the poor? Oh, what's going on in there?
Nothing really. It's just there's an underlying thing there. It's an underlying thing there. And Lex Diaz says Ross Coulthard. Now let me see. Ross Coulthard also said it was a public place. So that's where I'm starting. Okay, that's where you start to get upset. Then if people keep doing this, it's like, why wouldn't you say what this place is, or at least hint around to it? You should be able to hint around to it. But what I was left off with is he doing this potentially to give us enough information for us to go find it myself, or no, you good, Paramore, you good. No, you're good. But is he just, is it something that he's trying to make us go look for? But it's like, quit playing games at this point. You know what I mean? And it's like getting off of the trust me, bro thing. It's like, dude, just say what you're going to say. Like, say what you're
Well,
going to say.
how big is this building supposedly? You know what I mean? Are we like looking for like football sized building or multiple football field side building or
Or say
um,
where it's at, dude. Just like spit. So if you gave a clue to where it was, Derek Galloway thinks it's in Woomera, Australia. Mackie M10 is our boots on
Oh,
the ground person out there in Australia, and maybe she
did you ever
knows
look
if
at X
that's.
Mouth? Did you
Oh
ever look
yeah,
at X
yeah,
Mouth? So
yeah.
you seen that big hexagram antenna sitting out there, right?
Yeah. I've done something on Exmouth before. Uh, all those top secret facilities, but
And then there's the one place over in I want to say Russia where they have the big Marx generators or whatever. Look like supersized Tesla coils.
no, it's just a problem. The problem is like, what if you could? It okay. I understand the
Well,
integrity of a witness. I mean, of a source. But how could hinting to that information give up a source? Just explain that to me, because if it's explainable, then I'm like, okay, I can understand that, how that could get back
so
and come back around.
so you remember earlier Travis was talking about Thunderbirds
Yeah.
and he couldn't remember what ionic propulsion was.
Right.
That was the word he was looking for because he was looking for the ionic bonding that the ship can draw in the moisture and then cause it to rain. That's how, like, somebody was mentioning harp up there. Many harps around the world. Yep, exactly. Ionic heating. I mean, it's like, why do you think they call these 5 gigahertz microwave signals hotspots? I mean, think about it. It's not 1,000 watts like your microwave oven in the kitchen. These are like fractions of a watt. Unless you're talking about the towers, and some of those are like 30, 50,000 watts.
Right.
So, and that's why I was, and when you were talking about the Scientology, I started looking around my area. And that's when I got the call from the VFW that I don't belong to, but whatever, you know, it's just really weird that I'm looking up this information online and all of a sudden I got a VFW post calling me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I said, what did I say? I said goes west, east, north. And you did get a picture of like all the transmitters that look like a cross, right?
Right.
And they point right to the Scientology building.
Imagine that. Let me look up this. Let's look up Woomera, Australia. Let's see if we can see on Google Maps. Woomera, Australia. Let's look for the big building. If it's out there, then we should be able to see that, right? Let me check this out. Maps. Okay, Google Maps. Should be Google Earth, probably, right? Let me see.
Yeah, Google Maps will do it.
Yeah, I have to be able to change these layers. Let me see.
It's like the
G1.
directions to the Forrest Flynn treasure.
Okay, here we
It's
go.
like north of Albuquerque.
Woomera. Here we go. All right, let me add this to the stream. Let's see what we can see. All right, let me try to. I want to bring this. Let me take this overlay off.
Top left, that light brown spot. What's there? See it in the
Yeah,
top left? There's like a, I don't know, it doesn't look very big. It's like there's a
yeah.
lake that's pointing right up to it from the center.
Real quick,
Uh,
let me
Northwest.
take this off.
Northwest of the, oh, there's something circular down there too.
Okay, so what? Looking where?
See
You
the
said,
lake? You see that
yeah,
lake on
the
the west side? Follow the tip
upper.
of the lake northwest, up into the northwest there. You see like a light brown spot and like a triangle?
Let me see.
Uh-oh. Um, yeah, go right in your top left corner up there. What's that?
This thing
That
here. Oh,
cleared area.
shit.
Where'd you go now?
Hold on. It
Find
just.
the lake.
Here it is.
What's in that area right there?
So
There's something
that.
there. Because that looks bigger than there's like 3 other little buildings down there. Something piled up there. Or is that a lake? Is that a lake? What the hell is that?
It's like a dry lake bed.
It sure does look like a dry lake bed.
All right, let me back out a little bit.
Or is it some of the airbrush techniques they like to do to block out your view of things?
Exactly. You already know there's a lot of that going on there. But Wamira, so does Derek say
Zoom
in
in
the
those
chat
3
where should
buildings
we
down
be
there.
looking?
Look in those
Hold
3
on.
little triangle areas right there.
Where are you talking about? Here, and here?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, those little areas right there.
Let me look.
There's either houses or something built there. Oh, now I lost them. Or is it just more weird more weird geological formations.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Nothing there. Looks like
go back into the town. Follow the water.
so I'm gonna think that if there's something in this
What
damn
about up in the north
town,
up there?
where at?
Where it makes like the almost a 90 degree. It's less than 90 degrees. Yep. Oh, you zoomed out the wrong way, I think.
Yeah, which part of the map are you talking about?
Zoom back in like you were. See where it makes the. Oops. Is that an airport right there?
Yeah,
Okay. That's what I was seeing. Airport. I mean, if you're
yeah.
looking for a flying machine by an airport, so what's that building right to the west of your runway? Like almost right in the center of the screen right now.
These are just the hangars on the air on the base.
Okay, well, you need a big hangar, I guess is what you're looking for. Like the one down in the bottom south right here, that's at a slight angle from northwest to southeast. Did you just go went the wrong way again?
I see something right here. Let's see what that is.
You know I'm looking at a tiny screen too, so
Right, right. So
now I'm
whatever the
60.
hell that is, I don't know why it's like over zooming here. Oh, that's why. Cause it's okay. This damn mouse.
So I'm not the only one that has a problem with Google Maps.
Yeah, I have this. The Apple mouse.
Oh, what's
So,
there? There's a building
so
there, isn't that?
yeah,
That
that's what I'm
square?
trying to see. Nah, doesn't look
That
like
that does look like.
it's like a patch of tumbleweeds or whatever those
Yeah,
bushes
well,
are.
you know, Boeing painted trees on the top of their roofs, right? Just so they
Yeah.
couldn't be
Oh
easily
yeah.
identified from there. I'm just saying that's what I look for usually. Is like I can see the runways from
All
above,
right. Look, so we're gonna have to reach out to our street team. Let me get in here. Reach out to our viewers in Australia. Maybe the building is underground. Paramar says.
exactly. I mean, why not? I mean, I remember when I was younger, my grandfather dug out like a huge area with his backhoe and just made berms all the way around, and that was his tornado shelter. I mean, and that was the plan was just to build a roof on top of it and cover it with dirt.
I mean, I guess that would be technically a building, right? I guess.
I
I mean, it's plausible. It's possible. But here's the thing. So my whole thing would be if they have a craft that's so big they had to build a building around it. So using those words, then it would have to be something that had crashed, something that big that crashed recently, or something that they've dug up that they excavated that was so big and they just decided to
like in
leave it
Stargate.
put and and build a building over it. So yeah, I mean, but here's the thing: we could sit here and speculate, and I don't trust Google Maps or Google Earth enough to say that they would have left data like that up there if it was on here. I just don't trust them enough to think that would be the case. So I don't think we'll find it this way. But I think there probably would be areas of interest that we could look at. But yeah, it's probably not going to be much that we'll see through this, unless Ross Coulthart comes with the data, though.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. That's what I'm hoping, man. That's what it should be. Time will tell, and then we'll get to see. But it's gonna take people to stop making remarks like that then. And I'm a Coulthard fan, dude, all day. I mean, I'd interview the dude I just converse with the guy, but we have to start answering some of these questions. We have to. I mean, we're not, but someone like Coulthard is expecting the government to answer questions and get down to. So why wouldn't you take the same advice and kind of? And I'm feeling like that about a lot of the whistleblowers, though. Truthfully,
look what happened to Copernicus when he tried to prove his point.
Yeah.
Hung
Ridicule.
naked by his feet in public, and then killed.
All for thinking outside of the box.
Because he simply believed that procession or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until who was it that made it happen? I forget now. Galileo or something.
Yeah.
But the church was like, give us time to come up with a story.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I thought was going to happen when I started talking about the 666. I thought I was just going to get a whole bunch of flack, and then instead I got people listening, and people are saying, yeah, you should share your story about how it took 6 weeks, 6 days, and 6 hours to calculate all those numbers.
Look, Paramar said, Copernicus got his Twitter and Facebook banned. Yeah, he wishes, right? He wishes that was it. But here's what we'll do, Magneticus. Let's go ahead and cut everything off right now. I think we had a great show today. I think without a lot of dead air, I think we got through it pretty good, and we can go ahead and cap this one off. So
your numbers are definitely up, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to really, because we've been away from this for so long. So
right,
we'll see on the show on Wednesday. Because now with Twitch, you schedule, like, you literally put in a calendar what you're going to be doing next. So I'll have to make sure that we stick to the schedule. So I guess we'll find out within about another week or so how that turns out. But I appreciate you coming up on stage, buddy.
Earlier helps with the algorithm on YouTube because, money talks in this world.
Yeah, so. There you go. Well, I appreciate you, Magneticus. Thanks for coming up on stage with your guy, man.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Is this Wednesday you're doing Scientology?
Yeah. This Wednesday. And then I have a show planned for after that, which is pretty much done, too. So the next 2 Wednesdays will be in the bag for sure.
Right on.
All right.
We'll
talk to you soon,
later,
man. Yes, sir.
Later.
All right, guys. All right. So let me go ahead and get us ready to get up out of here. Let me get this off the screen. I do appreciate everyone who's come out tonight. Your support is really valued. I just want you to know this isn't just some talk, and I really hope you feel that it's genuine, the things that I say, and when I say these things, I mean it. I really do. I do this for you guys. I do this for all of us. I do this for humanity, man, to move the needle. Like you hear me say to guests all the time. That's why I love talking to all these different guests, because I find out that they also have the same mental outlook on how this should benefit everyone. And I think we have to keep down that path, right? So with that being said, and I don't know, do I have it in? I don't even have it on here. We do this, and I'll use this old slide here. We do this all the time, right? For the positive progression of humanity. And I guess we do have the new slide. Yeah, so the positive progression of humanity. This is the reason why we do this. Always and forever, it'll be the case. If it doesn't move the needle, then I don't know what we're doing here. So this will always be the focus. I do appreciate everyone who's come in here. Everyone who has giving input, anyone who's in the chat, anyone who is even out there lurking, kind of just watching. I appreciate you doing that. I really do. Helps the algorithm out. I really hope that you, when you get a chance, you come on in, hit the like button, consider subscribing. And I commit to raising the bar here at Social Dig. That's just what it'll be forever. Same thing over at Space Out Radio After Hours. It's always commitment to raising the bar. So actually join us at both places. We have awesome interviews over there. Come back over here, have awesome conversations, and it's all about moving the needle for humanity. I don't care what your background is, what walk of life, your race. I don't care about any of that. Your religion doesn't matter. Everyone is stripped of that when they walk through these doors. You walk through these doors as a human being, right? And the respect level goes across the board to everyone who participates. Glad we were able to make it this week without a troll. It's awesome. It was my first troll ever, truthfully. So I don't really anticipate trolls wanting to come in and interrupt the conversation like this. So what type of person would you have to be to do that, right? So join us on Wednesday, right here, Social Dig, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll be doing the Scientology show, part 2 of that. And then the following week, we'll be doing a show on the government, and a lot of awesome, deep conversations that'll be had here. So once again, I want to thank everybody who came out tonight. Thanks for showing your support, your love for the Social Dig. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'm your host, Mr. Rob G. You guys take care, and I will see you here on Wednesday. Later, guys.